want to smell like the sexiest man of all time and oud cologne to pure perfection. Oud for greatness. Oud for greatness. This is kind of like a milestone one for me. I'm like really like happy that I get to respond to this. This is like a dream come true to have this one. I've wanted this one for like a really really long time, and it's so good. So I'm really excited to share this one today with you guys. If you guys have not had the experience with it, love to talk to you a little bit more about it. And then this is one of my signature scents. This is one of my top 5 signature scents. Eventually, I'll do a video with all of the signature scents in one, but I like to cover them like each individually and then kind of do them all together. But this is Oud for Greatness. It's by Initio Parfums, and this is just like so good. The other thing too, I wanted to talk about this is I want to talk about my experience that I had with Fragrance Nevea. Fragrance Nevea, that's where I got this one from, and I paid half price for it. So if you're at all thinking about it, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about Fragrance Nevea as well. I had no experience with Fragrance Nevea. I was in Nordstrom's at one time. I was smelling, actually, I think it was a Initio cologne. It might have been one of the other clones, but the lady kind of like, as I was looking at it, she stopped me and she's like, "Have you ever heard of Fragrance Nevea?" And then she said like, "Hey, you might want to check these guys out because you can get stuff for probably about half the cost, especially if you buy testers." And this is actually one of the ones that I did buy as a tester. To give you the bottle, to give you like an idea, this is Oud for Greatness. This is what the front looks like. This is what the top looks like. The side, the back. This is a tester, so it has all the notes on it as well. And what the bottom looks like. And then I did want to talk about, so the first thing is, where did I get it from? This one was different. This one I got it from Fragrance Nevea. I think it's fragrance hyphen Nevea. I'd have to spell check. I think it's Neveah.com. And it's basically one of the discounters that it deals with like some of the higher end niche colognes. So again, I had never done that before, and I was a little like hesitant. I was like, "Oh God, I don't know. I've never really heard of them before," but I tried it, had a really good experience. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about it. So again, I paid about half the price for it. This is a tester. If sometimes it depends on how you want to do it, but sometimes people are okay. This one I had a great experience with. Buying the tester because you can actually get it cheaper. Even like Jama Shop and stuff like that. Those places have the testers you can buy. Sometimes they don't come with a cap. This one did come with a cap. And then just kind of give you an idea of like what it showed up like, so you can kind of see what it looked like. Came in a very small, private, little plain box. Nothing too crazy about it. It came in a cardboard box, and then it came really well packaged. It had the receipt in there, and then it's got this really cute little note that was from it says like, smell good, feel good, live good, God bless Amy and Caleb. Amaya I can't actually read that, but this super cute little note. Thank you for Fragrance Nevea. This is if you want to see how it's spelled, Nevea. But yeah, I had a really good experience with them. This is something I've wanted for like a really really long time. For the longest time I had the clone of it, which is kind of nuts. Look at how close that is. So this one is incredibly expensive. This one you can get online for like, I think I bought it off of Amazon for like $27. I think I can even get it now cheaper for like $23.99. I'm very similar to this. I'm going to start showing like my daily drivers or my clones or my inspired buys in the videos, to kind of show you exactly what, like what, again, my thing is that because this is so expensive, I'm going to use this on special occasions. And a special occasion could just be, I've gotten showered, I've gotten ready for the day, and I'm going to wear this one for the day. This one is like if I'm, like if I'm just kind of like going to run errands, or if I want that same signature scent, then I can have something like with a backup, very similar like what I did with Imagination with the 2 clones that I decided on, the Marwa by Rabiat Prestige, and then Al Haramain's Aqua Dubai. And again, I just did a video on that of combining those two of how good they are. But it's crazy. I mean, like the same, it looks almost like to the blind eye, somebody that didn't know that, they wouldn't understand why you would spend this on this when you would, when you could buy this so cheap. The one thing I can say though is that the difference in like again, I use this as a daily driver, so I can kind of make this last a little bit longer. Again, like I've talked about in a lot of my other videos, is that with the expensive ones, I do have a daily driver that I can still wear that and have that same kind of smell, but I don't have to use this, and I can save this for special occasions. This is really, really close. It did take a lot of time to what do they call it, like macerate, or like basically mature. And then like a fine wine, you spray this a couple different times and then put the cap back on and then kind of store it in like a cool, dark place. If you did that for a certain amount of time, then it's going to be a lot better. The same thing with this one. When I first bought this one, it was very heavy on the synthetic smells. And then after letting it like mature or macerate, or however you say that word, this one, it smelled a lot better, and I really like it. I've had this one for about a year and a half. I've had this one for a couple months now. The one thing I can say though is when you do compare the two, I don't know if it's worth it. I think for this one, it's hard to say because it's so expensive. Is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth the price, but this one I finally have kind of come to that conclusion, is that with my 5 signature scents, I'm going to swallow it and I'm going to buy the original. I'm going to narrow everything down to probably those 5 signature scents. And when it comes time to renew them, I'm going to renew them, and I'm going to do it, because it's one thing that it's my one thing. So I'm going to go ahead and spend the money on it. But to get back to this, Oud for Greatness is absolutely fantastic. It is like kind of like one of my first experiences with oud, but it's done to pure perfection. It takes like it's sexy, it's light but dark at the same time. It is like, it's something like you've never smelled before. It is a very, like, if you want to, like, what the essence of what I think like a man would smell like, somebody that is just like the top of his game. This is just absolute pure perfection. I don't know. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. I don't know if it's blind buy safe, because it is like sort of like an acquired taste, but it's absolutely fantastic. This one you can smell at Nordstrom's. You can walk into Nordstrom's and they can pull it out and they can let you smell it. So again, where did I get it from? Again, I wanted to talk about that because I did get it from Fragrance Nevaeh. I had a very good experience with them. I have no issues with the bottle. It smells very good. I think the next time that I buy this, just to compare it, I think I will buy either probably from Jama Shop. I'll buy from one of the discounters. Jama Shop on this is not even that much cheaper than it is from like a Nordstrom's or something like that. So I might buy it from a Nordstrom's just to kind of see if I have that full effect. Again, so far I have no problem with it. I had a great experience with the Fragrance Nevaeh and really liked it. Test the click. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have much of a click. A little bit. I guess it has a click on it. Rate the quality of the box. I don't actually have the box because I bought the tester because it was half price doing that. So I can't say that the quality of the box. I've seen it online. I don't think it's anything like crazy. And really I kind of just display those boxes, so it's nothing like too like hurtful that I don't have it. The bottle's really cool. It's done in a very like quality like bottle. It's very strong. It's like it's a tiny little thing, but it seems very heavy. The thing I really like about even both of these is that they're done in like a black bottle, so that you don't have to worry about the light as much. So you should be good to go. With like keeping this out. I still don't keep this out, especially like my like high-end stuff. It gets kept in a black. Again, eventually I'll do a video on this, but it's done in like a black box that seals, like clicks tight. It seals against hopefully like air, I'm assuming, and then it has no light. You can't get any light to it. And then there's a box inside that box that I keep this in with all the other stuff, like with my other top 5 signature scents. Would you buy it again? This one I'm gonna buy. This is again with the five signature scents. This is gonna be the five signature scents. I've wrestled. I'm really cheap. I'm incredibly cheap. If you watch these videos and you know me, you know that that I am very. I'm a master at frugality, and that's my nice way of saying I'm super cheap. So like something like this, that's why I ended up buying this one. I've had this one for about a year and a half, and I've only had this one for about 2 months. It's like you're so close. It is so close. I haven't smelled any of the other ones, but I've done a lot of research as far as like what's the best clones out there. And then when I find my best clone, when I find something that works, I'm just going to stick with it. This is the clone that I'm going to use for my daily driver. It is so close. And it's 20, it's probably less than 25 bucks now without tax and shipping. So you could probably get this to your house for about 30 bucks. This one is 10 times that price. But the I've talked about this in some of the other like clones, like back and forth videos of like is it worth the price? The clones or the inspired buys, I do get a synthetic smell to it, and usually the way that I know that these are using better ingredients is that I sort of like get a tickle in the nose and I start to sneeze when I put something like this on. This one I don't. It's like perfectly balanced. It's perfectly right. It's good to go out of the gate, and hopefully like just like spraying it the amount of times that I have, and then keeping it in those closed like dark boxes. Hopefully I'm going to get an even better maceration process over that period of time. This one I'm going to buy again. This is one of those ones like Imagination where I am just going to swallow the price tag because it's something, it's my thing. It's my thing. So I've justified it. I had a comment on one of my other videos that talked about like how he was sick when he left, when he would come home, when he bought Imagination. But same thing when going to get Imagination and buying this one, I'm like, oh God, Sean, what are you doing? Why are you spending that much money on clone? It's my thing. I'm coming to the conclusion that I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to buy the clones because it's my thing, and I think that it's worth it, and I think they're fantastic, and this is one of those. When the dupe runs out, would you consider buying the money again? Again, we're talking about Oud for Greatness, which is the actual one. This is the dupe, the Oud for Glory. These two, I will continue to buy. I will continue to use this for my daily driver. If I'm just kind of hanging out, or if I'm not really doing anything and I just want to smell like it, I'm going to use this. This one I'm going to use for my special occasions. And again, a special occasion could just be like I got ready for the day and I want to go ahead and smell like that. Does it make the main box? This not only makes the main box, it makes the box within inside the main box. I've even categorized them down into the 5 signature scents. There's in that box. It stays actually within this box. I've already started to, like my really good ones, keep them inside the boxes, inside the box, to keep it worth it. Because again, anything air or light can definitely hurt it. Is the clone worth the cost? Again, this is one of those things I've babbled on about it for like throughout this video. I really don't know if these are worth what they're asking for, but that's just what it is. If I want it, I'm going to have to pony up and I'm going to have to get the price. Again, there are other ways around it like this. Like I said, with Fragrance Nevaeh, I saved about half price on this one. This one, I don't know if I can ever say like it's actually worth that cost, but I will pay for it. I will pay for it. When to wear it? Again, I think you could kind of wear it whenever you want. I'm starting to get like trying to find out more about these and trying to figure out like when the best time to wear things are. And I think there is there's a real like formula between like winter formulas, spring formulas, hot day formulas. Like something like the freshies are not going to last as long in the wintertime as they would during the summertime when it kind of heats up and it's going to be lighter and fresher, and that's kind of what you're going for. This is more probably heavier, like for like a winter cologne. It's gonna the research that I'm doing is showing that like something that's like very heavy, like a gourmand or like a heavy vanilla or like an oudi cologne, something like this is gonna last. It's just gonna basically perform better in something that like the cooler weather. Although again, if you're going to pay that much money for cologne, I'm not going to only wear it 6 months out of the year. And if it's one of my signature scents, I'm going to wear it whenever. But I think it could probably perform better in the wintertime. Where can you wear it? This is super sexy, so I don't know if you could wear it at the office. You could wear it at the office. I think to the office it might be like this might be probably a little bit better, the Oud for Glory, because so that I'm not wasting this. I think this is more saved for like a date night or so I'm gonna say like this is probably like better for like a date night or something like that, where again something just like regular normal like going to the office. I feel like this might be a little bit of a waste because it is expensive compared to something like this where I'm gonna get the same kind of smell. Who's it for? Honestly, the only way that I can say that it's hard for me to answer that question because I think it's for like anybody that wants to wear it. But this is like the pure, in my opinion, it would be like the pure essence of what a professional, successful, like has his stuff together male smells like. The again, it's like oud done to perfection. Sometimes oud can be very heavy and very like thick. This one, it is like a mixture between like oud and clean, but very like crisp. And it just smells so good. This one you can definitely like I said, you can smell it at Nordstrom's, and I would suggest at least trying it. They'll make you a little, like Nordstrom's will make you a little decanter of it that you could take home with as well. Should you buy it or should you skip it? I buy this. If you can stomach the price, I would buy this. If you want to try this first, again, this is Oud for Greatness by Initio, and this is Lattafa's Oud for Glory. If you want to try it and see what it's like first, try this first, and then if you want it done to absolute perfection, try this one. But they're really, really, really close. The Parfuma Notes, Oud for Greatness. Let's see. Sorry, I thought I had it pulled up. Oud for Greatness. Sorry, I thought I had that pulled up. Okay, so it's a popular perfume by Initio for women and men. I think this definitely is masculine and definitely goes more towards men. It's released in 2018, so it's technically be considered like a little bit older of a cologne. The scent is woody and spicy. Projection and longevity are above average. It is still in production. The main accords are woody, spicy, oriental, sweet, smoky. I think I'm starting to like realize that I kind of like those like woody, spicy, oriental colognes. But again, this is done very well because it does have like a sweet, like top to it that kind of like finishes things out and makes it very like sort of mass appealing. Fragrance notes: saffron, nutmeg, oud, musk, patchouli, and lavender. Ratings: scent is an 8.2. I think it's like a million out of 10. Longevity is 8.9. I'm starting to like kind of like wrestle with, do I need 16 sprays or am I actually like making myself go to nose blind and I'm wasting the sprays? When I first got this just to test it out, I did like 3 or 4 sprays, and because it was so subtly done, I did smell it for a longer period of time. I'm even starting to like mess with like when to put the cologne on. Like I've heard like right after you get out of the shower, because your pores are open, it's a good time to do it. I have the last couple times I've done the cologne when I get out of the shower, I have noticed excuse me, that it is lasting a little bit longer of time. So I think it does have to do with that. Even playing around a little bit with like putting a little bit of like what's the word I'm looking for, like Vaseline or something like that. I've got like a little roller petroleum bar that I'm using to try and mess with that. I think it's definitely a good like 3 to 4 hours projecting, and then after that you can still smell it. It's a little bit different. I think that again I go like numb or nose blind to it, because in the mornings I'm starting to like think, like at night I go to bed and I'm like, I can't smell it, forget it, I'll just go to bed, and I'll wake up in the morning and I can still smell it. It's definitely a strong 3 to 4 hours after that. Again, I'm either going nose blind to it, or I just feel like there's certain colognes that, like most colognes, are going to last you 2 to 3 hours, and then after that you're going to need to reapply. But again, kind of playing with it, because when I put it on, Like same thing like with Imagination. After like a few hours, I can't smell it anymore, but I put it on my jacket really heavily the last time I wore it, and I could smell it for like 3-4 days when I went up to it and smelled it. So I'd say probably, you know, some of they're gonna say probably like 8 to 10 hours. I'd say it's probably 3 to 6 hours that you're gonna smell it really strongly, and then after that, you're gonna probably need to reapply it. The sillage, again, the sillage or the ciliage is like how it trails behind you. I can't say for sure because I don't have anybody behind me like testing me like how it is behind me, but I can definitely see how well it smells on me. That's usually how I judge the sillage or the ciliage, how well it's smelling. Like, well, I can still smell it myself while it's on. Bottle, it's cool. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, like the actual like shape of it, but the design is like fantastic. It's very neat. It's very rich and exotic looking. Value for the money. Again, I think this is like, you know, all niche ones are sort of like they're just pushing the limits to see how far it goes. Same thing with like the Louis Vuittons and stuff like that. They're just seeing how far that it's going. It's really starting to even like affect how the designers are like charging. I mean, you know, it depends. The designers for what I paid for this off of Fragrance Nevaeh are getting really close to that for like the bigger bottles. It's still a little bottle. It's sort of like, you know, I feel like in the niche category, it's like one of those things, like if you have to like ask how much it costs, you probably like are not their market for it. And that's why like I think that they have stuff like this, is like somebody like this is not necessarily going to buy this, although I bought this and then I bought this. But you kind of have the best of both worlds. So like even if you're on a budget, if you're 15 years old and you want to smell it, you can still do that with Oud for Glory by Lattafa. So value for the money. I don't think the niche clones are really worth the price that they're doing. But again, like if you want to get into the club, you got to pay the price, and that's where it's at, or find ways around it like I did with the Fragrance Nevaeh. Let me see. Um, Again, like the opening of it, it's very clean, it's very strong, it's very, like it said, like spicy, woody. It's basically like an oud cologne done to perfection. So if you don't like oud colognes, you still may very well like this one. And again, if you I would go into Lord and Taylor's or like a Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's very friendly, and they will show you exactly, like they'll let you take this as a tester home with you. That's probably the best way to do that. Or if you want, you know, to spend a couple bucks here, like 20-30 bucks, and you could try this one and see if you like that one and kind of go from there. So yeah, I mean that's basically Oud for Greatness. And again, this one was a really big one because I when I first sort of got back into clones again, this was one of the ones where it's like I have to own this at some point. Again, I've owned this one for about a year and a half and this one for a couple months. I don't regret it. I mean, hate me for it if you want, but I don't. Same thing with like the Oud for Greatness, and I'll review some of the other ones too, some of the Tom Fords that I have. It's just, I'm glad I'm part of the club. I definitely wouldn't want to spend that because I'm usually so cheap, but I will spend it on this. And then, you know, again, if you don't want to spend that, you can get to things that are very, very, very close. If you ever want to know like what a good clone is for any of the ones that I review, I can definitely talk to you about that. But like I said, I do not regret spending the money on this. I have made the decision that going forward that I will spend the money on the 5 signature scents. I don't regret it. Initio's got a pretty big line. They've got a bunch of other things too as well. This is my favorite out of all of them. I'm not sure. Maybe Musk Therapy I might try eventually, but again, I think it's absolutely like done to perfection, and I don't mind having this in my collection. I'm actually very proud of it. It's one of my crown jewels. So thanks for checking out another video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Love you. Have the best day of your life. Thank you.